From the mighty halls of Mesopotamia to the golden sands of Egypt, and from the soaring peaks of the Andes to the towering walls of the Great Wall of China, history has been shaped by the hands of great rulers. They were conquerors, visionaries, and legends of their era. But what sets a ruler apart as great in the vast panorama of ancient history? Today, we're unlocking the secrets behind the greatest rulers of the ancient world. Their extraordinary conquests, cultural legacies, and undying influence. In the ancient world, a ruler was far more than just a leader. They were often seen as the embodiment of divine power, military strategy, and cultural vision, the very cornerstone of their civilization. Whether a pharaoh in Egypt, an emperor in Rome, or a king in Mesopotamia, their role extended well beyond governance. They were the ultimate decision-makers and symbols of unity, responsible for commanding armies in times of war, overseeing vast bureaucratic systems, and ensuring the prosperity of their people. Rulers were often deeply intertwined with religion, presented as living gods or divinely chosen figures, wielding spiritual authority to secure their legitimacy. They commissioned monumental works, pyramids, temples, palaces, and roads, that not only displayed their wealth and power, but also left an enduring legacy for future generations. Shaping laws, fostering trade, and promoting arts and culture were also part of their duties, all while navigating the complexities of uniting thousands or even millions of individuals under a shared vision. Rulership in ancient times required an extraordinary blend of charisma, authority, and intellect, as their choices could determine the rise or fall of entire civilizations. But what made an ancient ruler truly great was it their ability to conquer vast lands and expand their empire beyond imagination? Or perhaps it was their skill in establishing golden ages of prosperity, where art, culture, and innovation flourished under their reign. Maybe it was their enduring legacy, leaving an indelible mark on time itself, shaping the course of history long after they were gone. Greatness, it seems, is often a combination of power, vision, and influence that resonates through the ages. When we think of greatness in rulers, three defining criteria emerge, shaping how we measure their impact on history and their people. Military conquests. Were they masters of the battlefield? Did they lead their armies to victory against overwhelming odds, showcasing strategic brilliance and unyielding leadership? Were they able to expand their empires beyond their borders and establish dominance over rival nations? Cultural achievements. Did they foster golden ages of art, science, religion, and architecture, creating advancements that defined civilizations and inspired future generations? Were their reigns marked by the flourishing of creativity and intellectual growth that became the hallmarks of their people's identity? With these benchmarks in mind, let's explore 5 extraordinary figures who embody the spirit of true greatness. Known as Ramses the Great, this legendary pharaoh ruled ancient Egypt for an incredible 66 years during the 19th dynasty, from 1279 to 1213 BC. Renowned as a brilliant military strategist, Ramses expanded Egypt's influence and territory, most notably through his leadership in the Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites, which ultimately led to one of the world's first recorded peace treaties, a groundbreaking diplomatic achievement for its time. Beyond his military prowess, Ramses was a visionary builder and patron of monumental architecture. His most famous creations, the towering rock temples of Abu Simbel, were not only engineering marvels, but also symbols of his power, designed to awe his subjects and intimidate Egypt's rivals. Ramses' legacy extends beyond his political and military achievements. His reign marked an era of prosperity, cultural flourishing, and enduring influence that solidified his place as one of history's most iconic leaders. Cyrus the Great, often referred to as the King of Kings, was the founder of the Achaemenid Empire, the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen. Rising to power in the 6th century BCE, he united the Medes and Persians, creating a powerful state that stretched from the Balkans to the Indus Valley. Known not only for his military conquests, but also for his progressive policies, Cyrus implemented a governance system rooted in tolerance and respect for the cultures and religions of those he ruled. One of his most remarkable legacies is the Cyrus cylinder, an artifact inscribed with what is often considered one of the first declarations of human rights. This document outlined policies of freedom, including the right for displaced peoples to return home and rebuild their temples, earning Cyrus a reputation as a just and benevolent ruler in history. Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor, is renowned for uniting the warring states into a single, centralized empire in 221 BC, marking the beginning of the Qin dynasty. His reign brought sweeping reforms, including the standardization of writing, currency, weights, measures, and laws, which helped unify the diverse regions of China and laid the foundation for the country's long-lasting development. His ambitious vision extended to monumental construction projects, such as the Terracotta Army, a vast collection of life-size statues built to protect him in the afterlife, and the early construction of the Great Wall, designed to defend the empire from northern invaders. Despite his controversial methods, which included heavy taxation and strict laws, Qin Shi Huang's legacy remains one of ambition, innovation, and the creation of a unified Chinese state. Alexander the Great redefined what it meant to be a conqueror and leader. Born in 356 BCE in Macedonia, he was tutored by Aristotle, which helped shape his intellect and strategic thinking. By the age of 20, he ascended to the throne after the assassination of his father, King Philip II, and embarked on an unprecedented campaign of military conquests. By the age of 32, he had established one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece and Egypt to Persia and India. His promotion of Hellenistic culture not only unified diverse regions, but also influenced art, philosophy, literature, and science for centuries, leaving a profound and lasting legacy on the ancient and modern worlds. Ashoka the Great, one of India's most celebrated emperors, began his reign as a ruthless conqueror, expanding the Mauryan Empire through relentless military campaigns. However, his life took a dramatic turn after the devastating Kalinga War, which resulted in massive loss of life and suffering. Deeply moved by the horrors he witnessed, Ashoka experienced a profound transformation, renouncing violence and embracing Buddhism as a guiding philosophy. He dedicated himself to spreading Buddhist teachings of compassion, nonviolence, and respect for all living beings. Ashoka also implemented extensive welfare programs, building hospitals, schools, and infrastructure, and promoting policies aimed at improving the lives of his subjects. His reign became one of the earliest and most remarkable examples of benevolent governance in history, leaving a legacy that endures to this day. While Ramses, Cyrus, Alexander, Qin Shi Huang, and Ashoka each ruled vastly different regions and eras, their achievements reveal universal themes of vision, resilience, and transformation that transcend time. Ramses II, known as Ramses the Great, left a legacy of architectural wonders and military conquests that solidified Egypt's power. Cyrus the Great established the Persian Empire through his innovative approach to governance and tolerance. Alexander the Great redefined military strategy and spread Hellenistic culture across 3 continents. Qin Shi Huang unified China and laid the foundation for the Great Wall, advancing infrastructure and centralization. Meanwhile, Ashoka the Great transformed from a fierce conqueror to a devout promoter of Buddhism, spreading ideals of peace and tolerance. From military genius to cultural flourishing, their stories remind us that leadership takes many forms, each leaving an undeniable mark on humanity's history and progress. Their governance and innovations echo through our present day. Whether it's the legal codes and principles of human rights derived from Cyrus the Great, the monumental architectural wonders inspired by Ramses II that continue to amaze engineers and historians alike, or the compassionate morals and policies of Ashoka that laid the foundation for ethical governance. These rulers not only shaped their vast empires with vision and leadership, but also left a lasting legacy that influences our laws, architecture, and principles of justice and morality even today. Beyond their public personas, the personal lives of great rulers profoundly shaped their decisions, leadership styles, and legacies. Ramses the Great, one of ancient Egypt's most celebrated pharaohs, fathered over 100 children, ensuring an unprecedented dynasty that solidified his influence long after his reign. His immense family not only symbolized his power, but also acted as a tool for political alliances and continuity. Alexander the Great maintained a complex and deeply influential relationship with his mother, Olympias, who was a fierce and ambitious figure in her own right. She not only guided him during his formative years, but played a pivotal role in securing his claim to the throne, offering advice and support throughout his legendary conquests. Meanwhile, Emperor Ashoka of the Maurya dynasty was haunted by the bloody Kalinga War, which left countless lives lost. This inner turmoil and guilt transformed him, driving him to renounce violence and embrace Buddhism, spreading its teachings of peace and compassion across his empire. These intimate glimpses into the lives of these rulers remind us that even legends were shaped by their relationships, vulnerabilities, and moments of doubt, making their stories all the more compelling and human. Each ruler governed differently, leaving a unique mark on history. Cyrus the Great of Persia emphasized fairness and tolerance, creating a model of leadership that allowed cultural diversity and local customs to flourish within his vast empire. He is remembered for his humane approach, such as his policy of freeing enslaved peoples and respecting religious practices. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China, took a contrasting approach. He wielded absolute authority and implemented strict laws to centralize power and unify a fragmented land. His rule was marked by ambitious projects like the Great Wall and the Terracotta Army, but also by suppression of dissent, including the infamous burning of books to control ideology. Alexander the Great, in contrast, inspired loyalty and admiration through his charisma and fearless leadership. He often led his troops from the front lines, demonstrating remarkable bravery and a deep connection with his soldiers. His conquest spread Greek culture across a vast territory, creating the foundation for the Hellenistic world. Although their leadership styles varied widely, from tolerance to authoritarianism to charismatic inspiration, their common goal was clear: to build and sustain empires that would endure for future generations. Their legacies continue to shape our understanding of power and governance today. Greatness wasn't forged in luxury or ease. These rulers were shaped by the immense challenges they faced: betrayals, rebellions, wars, and the weight of decisions that would alter the course of history. Ashoka, for instance, was deeply shaken by the immense suffering and loss of life caused by his conquest of Kalinga, a turning point that pushed him toward a path of nonviolence and the spread of Buddhism. Ramses the Great, on the other hand, faced immense pressure to secure Egypt's borders during times of cultural upheaval, leading to military campaigns and monumental construction projects that solidified his legacy. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unify China, confronted widespread dissent and rebellion, suppressing opposition with strict laws and controversial practices like book burnings, all while striving to create a unified and centralized empire. These rulers were defined not merely by their moments of triumph, but by the courage, resilience, and adaptability they displayed in overcoming their greatest obstacles, leaving behind legacies that continue to shape history. Rulers who dared to innovate rewrote history and reshape the world as we know it. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, implemented standardized currency, weights, and measures, unifying a fragmented nation and creating the foundation for China's economic and administrative stability. His reforms extended beyond economics, as he also standardized the written script, making communication across vast regions more efficient. Ramses the Great of Egypt, known for his ambitious reign, commissioned groundbreaking architectural designs, including soaring temples like Abu Simbel, strategically aligned with the sun's path to create breathtaking solar illusions twice a year, showcasing both his power and devotion to the gods. Alexander the Great, through his far-reaching military campaigns, not only expanded his empire, but also facilitated the exchange of ideas, culture, and technology, sparking the Hellenistic period's intellectual and artistic achievements. These bold innovations not only secured their place in history, but also elevated their empires to unprecedented heights, leaving legacies that continue to influence the world today. For many ancient rulers, The divine was deeply intertwined with governance, influencing their leadership styles and policies. Ashoka, the Mauryan emperor of India, underwent a profound transformation after the bloody Kalinga War. Witnessing the immense suffering caused by his ambition, he converted to Buddhism and adopted policies rooted in nonviolence, compassion, and respect for all living beings. His commitment to spreading these values was evident in the numerous edicts he inscribed across his empire. Ramses II of Egypt, on the other hand, declared himself a living deity, portraying himself as the earthly embodiment of gods like Ra and Osiris. This godlike status not only reinforced his authority, but also played a key role in consolidating power and inspiring loyalty among his subjects. The Persian king Cyrus the Great took a different approach by respecting the religious practices of conquered peoples. By honoring the gods and traditions of various lands under his rule, he fostered unity and gained the trust of diverse populations, ensuring stability across his vast empire. These spiritual dimensions of their rule not only shaped their legacies, but also immortalized them in the minds and hearts of their people, blending religion and governance into a powerful tool of leadership. The great rulers of history did not act alone. Women played crucial roles in shaping empires and guiding the course of history. Nefertari, the queen of Ramses II, was not only a trusted advisor, but also a symbol of diplomacy, often depicted in temples alongside her husband as an equal partner in leadership. Olympias, the formidable mother of Alexander the Great, was instrumental in ensuring his claim to the throne, navigating fierce political rivalry, and consolidating his power through cunning and strategic alliances. Ashoka, one of India's greatest emperors, is said to have undergone his dramatic transformation into a compassionate ruler under the influence of his wife Devi, who introduced him to Buddhist principles. History is filled with examples of women who, though often working behind the scenes, formed a network of wisdom, power, and influence that shaped the thrones of great empires and the leaders who sat upon them. The battlefield was where many rulers cemented their legacy and proved their greatness. Alexander the Great, renowned for his military genius, developed innovative strategies like the hammer and anvil technique, a maneuver that combined cavalry and infantry in perfect synchronization to crush his opponents. Ramses II, often called Ramses the Great, demonstrated his resilience and leadership by holding his ground at the Battle of Kadesh, one of the largest chariot battles in history, despite facing overwhelming opposition from the Hittites. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China, focused on defensive measures, relying on massive fortifications like the Great Wall, which served as a formidable deterrent against invasions and became a symbol of his empire's strength. These brilliant tactics not only expanded their empires and solidified their power, but also set a precedent for generations of military leaders, shaping the art of warfare for centuries to come. Even the greatest rulers were not immune to downfall, and history is filled with examples of how even the most powerful leaders could not escape their mortality. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China, became consumed by his obsession with immortality, dedicating vast resources to alchemists and elixirs that promised eternal life. Tragically, these so-called immortal elixirs contained toxic substances like mercury, ultimately hastening his death and leaving his empire vulnerable. Similarly, Alexander the Great, known for his unparalleled military conquests and the vast empire he built, failed to establish a clear plan for succession. His untimely death at just 32 years old led to bitter power struggles among his generals, causing the once mighty empire to fracture and collapse. Ramses II, one of ancient Egypt's most celebrated pharaohs, left behind monumental achievements and a prosperous realm. Yet his successors struggled to maintain control over his vast territories, leading to the eventual decline of Egypt's power. These cautionary tales highlight an important truth. Personal greatness alone cannot guarantee a lasting legacy. Preparation, foresight, and the ability to build enduring structures beyond one's lifetime are just as essential. Monuments built by these rulers continue to inspire awe and stand as enduring legacies of their power, beliefs, and aspirations. Ramses Abu Simbel temples, carved into a mountainside and aligned to illuminate his statue with the rising sun twice a year, were designed to reflect his divine status and unparalleled authority. Ashoka stupas, meticulously constructed and adorned, serve as timeless symbols of peace and enlightenment, marking significant sites in Buddhism and spreading its teachings across regions. Qin Shi Huang's terracotta army, with thousands of life-sized, intricately detailed soldiers, horses, and chariots, stands as a testament to his belief in eternal power and his desire to safeguard his rule in the afterlife. These structures are far more than stone and mortar. They're profound declarations of their vision, ambition, and the cultural values of their time, leaving a legacy that continues to captivate and inspire millions today. From courage in the face of adversity to the relentless pursuit of innovation, ancient rulers offer invaluable lessons that stand the test of time. Their lives remind us that leadership isn't about avoiding mistakes, but embracing them as opportunities to grow, adapt, and ultimately leave a legacy. These leaders face immense challenges, from uniting divided nations to overcoming insurmountable odds in battle, yet their ambition always pushed them forward. They inspire us to think not only of today's needs, but to create a vision for the future, one that seeks to build something greater for generations to come. The stories of these rulers are more than echoes of the past. They're blueprints for the present and guides for the future. Whether through learning about their conquests or appreciating their contributions to art, science, and governance, their legacies live on in our every step. Subscribe to our channel for more journeys through time. Share this video to inspire others with the lessons from history's greatest leaders. Together, let's continue to explore, preserve, and learn from the wonders of the ancient world.